that age is nothing but a number. And you've also spoken to the trust that the electorate can place in a person that makes them chosen, instead of other people who might be more popular. You spoke about winning an election with 4 other men also on the bill. And my question to you is about money. We all know about money politics in Nigeria. We have I don't want to call it brand new, but we have the growing problem of vote buying. How were you able to win your election? How were you able to channel resources, scarce or plenteous? How were you able to win your election in the face of money politics in your country?
Beginning of my political career was very challenging because, first of all, I had to clear the perception that people had about young ones and then the perception that they also had about women. And so it was a double tax for me. It is not easy to get somebody to sponsor your campaign if they don't clear that perception. But true and behold, I was able to clear that perception, and so I got support from individuals, from companies, from civil society groups as well, who were also interested in creating space for young ones. And I also got my family as well to support. So I think, first of all, you would have to clear that perception before anybody would want to spend money on you. Because running a campaign or running an election is not easy, especially even if it has to do with your transportation. You will need money. To print your posters, your T-shirts, you need money. And I got most of these things from people who are interested in seeing a young person get there. So most of my T-shirts were done by, I quite remember I was there when a company who deals in printing and pressing, my constituency, just called me that, where am I? So fortunately for me, I was in the constituency at that time. So he just met me and just dashed me 10,000 T-shirts. Just like that. Thank you. Because I was a student, I also had some of my colleagues actually contributing money to do my posters as well. They just asked for my picture. Some of them even used pictures online, so there were quite different number of posters around, So I think it all has to do with the fact that people have to see that, yes, when you get there, you can make the difference. So it is not easy raising, because initially at the beginning, it was very difficult for me. Sometimes I had to go through my savings and do a whole lot of things. But when I was able to clear that perception, it was easy going to somebody to ask for help.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You talked about people sponsoring. And I think that brings me to my final question for the panel on godfatherism. Who is sponsoring the person, right? And so my question to you, and apologies in advance for putting you on the spot. Do you plan to have a godfather? So did you have a godfather? Do you have a godfather currently? Do you plan to have a godfather in the future? So no, your answer, calm down. His answer should be yes, no, I don't know. Yeah, but over to you.
I'll make it crystal clear, yes. Very clear. I've never had a godfather in politics.
And so how have you navigated the waters where everyone comes with a sponsor, with a godfather, with an elder brother in politics or elder sister in politics?
You see, I have supporters.
Yeah.
I have family, I have friends in politics who we have the same ideas and we want to achieve the same goals. So by doing that, we have to come together and do the issue of financing together. It's a very huge challenge. That's why when you raise the question of the most important issue in politics, and a lot of the young men here were saying finance and money, which is right. They are absolutely right. Now that they're contesting, I can assure you, on a daily basis, they have a minimum of 30 to 50 text messages demanding financial support from them. Yeah. Isn't that so? So, I'll take you back. Yeah. While we talk here, there are a lot of things that we talk in politics that are ideal. But those of you that are doing the grassroots politics that are back at home, you know the reality is the financial demand on a daily basis. that issue comes back to people called Godfather. What they mean by Godfather is who you run to every day to give you money to go and sort out those financial problems. That's the reality, based on what has happened to me and what I've seen my colleagues go through.
Yeah.
So how do we challenge that?
Yeah.
Then the issue of networking now comes in. The issue of family comes in. The issue of how you use your family and the little resources to make the best impact with these little resources.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Can we put our hands together for my panel? But before we leave, I'm going to ask that we all take 30 seconds, absolutely 30 seconds. We can look at the clock. 30 seconds. What's the final word for the people in this room today? Starting from you, and we're just going to work our way down. 30 seconds.
Like I said, trust. When you build trust, you will get your friends that will always support you with ideas. You will get your friends and family friends and every people that believe in your vision to support you with all the things that you need for you to succeed and win election.
Thank you. Honorable Francesca.
Yes. My focus will be on your message. It is important that you communicate. A lot of us speak, but we don't communicate. So speak and communicate. That is key. If your message is so good and you don't communicate, people will not understand you, people will not appreciate what you're saying, and people will not even see that you can actually do what you're saying. So please learn to communicate. Learn to communicate, either in your local language. If you are not so good with it, try as much as possible to learn it. Okay. If you are meeting with local indigents, try and speak your local language and then communicate.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Honorable Dasuki. No, he has one. Go on.
Not Too Young to Run has brought us here, so I'll call on all of us that are here to go back home and justify that age doesn't mean maturity. Thank you very much.
And Honorable Nena.
I'd like to say to all the young people that this is a new vista. You're on the cusp of greatness. It is left to you to prove that the only requisite is not youth. You must improve yourselves. You must earn the respect of your peers, of us older people, and the generations that will come, so that we can easily relinquish the mantle of leadership to you, knowing that it's in good hands. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we put our hands together for my panel? Honorable Ombugadu, Honorable Francesca, Honorable Nena, Honorable Dasuki, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you very much for being such an entertaining audience. And I think they want us to take photographs, so can we please come back?
And there we have the very important tea conversation on winning elections. And of course, you listen to members of that panel talking about some of the major issues when it comes to elections in Nigeria. We're talking about security, godfatherism, managing party politics. And the gathering here is young politicians. Most of the people are candidates from the 91 political parties across the country. And these candidates here are here to network and get to know what the modalities are. Is the next phase after the Not Too Young to Run bill has been passed. And that networking has been going on, a lot of learning going on as well. And of course, a lot of issues coming up and some of the experiences from people who benefited from the Not Too Young to Run movement. These young politicians here are moving on to the next phase. And that is what is going on here.